Hey everyone, Aaron here, Acorn Farms Woodworking. Today I want to talk to you about maintenance. Yes, that's right, maintenance. Something we all know we should do, but we don't always get around to it like we need to. Well, in this video I want to show you and walk you through how I vastly improved the quality of my shop vac by performing some regular maintenance on it. That is cleaning out the filter, cleaning out the bucket, and getting that nice and new. And I want to show you how that improved things around the shop. And so why don't you follow along with me? Normally I would invite you to build something together today, but today instead let us repair or maintain something together. Y'all come along. So what you want to do is you want to disassemble your shop vac. Now all shop vacs work differently. This is a Craftsman shop vac. And so I have the two tabs on the side. And then what you're going to see me do here in the video is wrestle and struggle for a little bit to get this filter off. Now this brings up a very important point, and one of the main reasons I wanted to make this video for you today. You need to take care of your equipment. The reason I'm having so much trouble getting the filter off of the shop vac is I've never taken the filter off of the shop vac. We bought the house last year, so about a year ago now, and I've used it for a few different applications, but I've never really taken it apart and really cleaned it. And now that I'm using it in the workshop, as you can see here in the video, it has amassed quite the amount of dust, and it has reduced its ability to do its job. It's not sucking up anything really well, and that was the impetus for doing this video. And so now I've got the filter off and I am pouring out the sawdust. Now here's another thing I wish I would have done differently. Do this outside because now I have created a mess to clean up after I clean my shop vac. Now in my case it was raining outside, and so I chose to do it inside. And I want to keep the sawdust for a video I'm preparing soon. But then the sun came out in a little bit and I took it outside, my air filter. Now make sure before you clean your filter with water that it is a filter that can be cleaned by water. Mine can, not all of them can. Compressed air works really well. I actually bought a nozzle to go on my air compressor, but I didn't get the right fittings, and so I wasn't able to do that. That was my original idea, but I realized that water would work just fine. And so you want to give it a good soaking here, really just trying to knock that dirt off, get that dust out of there, and get it back clean and safe. And after you do that, you want this thing really dry. My little helper here, he decides to show up, and you can tell he's enjoying this a lot more than I am. But you want to leave this thing out. I left it out until it started raining again, and then let it dry again till the next morning. I just wanted to put it back in there nice and dry so it didn't overly attract more dust as it's being used again. But just give it a good soaking and then leave it as long as it's needed. It should be dry to the touch when you get done. And then when you do that, it should be a very simple process of putting it back together, where basically you just do the reverse of what you did in the first place. And so this is the next morning, and I'm coming back in. I'm showing you that it is nice and dry, and it's much cleaner. It's yellow. Who knew that it was the color yellow and not the color of sawdust? And so this time it should be much quicker, especially now I know how it goes on and comes off. I'm putting it on there and pressing it down, and then I will go and get the cap. Mine kind of has this key lock turning system to put it on there. Yours may come on or off differently. Look at your usual manual, or let's be honest, you've tossed that. You look at a video online, that would be fine too. And so you put it back on there, make sure it's locked nice and tight, and then you just assemble it back together. And again, see, there's my mistake of doing it in the house. I've created a mess for me to clean. But, you know, in hindsight, that gave me something to make sure that it was working correctly. So I'm going to walk over here and plug it in. And then after I do so, I'm going to take this hose and suck up that dust that I just created, just to make sure that everything comes out as it should. Moving my sawdust again, check out the video I've got coming out on my best uses for sawdust. There's actually some pretty neat things you can do with that. but at this point I'm plugging it in and I'm going to suck that up. If you liked this video, I would appreciate it if you would check out one of my other ones. Keep following along on this channel for tips, tricks, and builds focused on the home and family and just improving your quality of life and your time together. We see here at the end that my project was successful, and by taking the time to clean your shop back, you can have better success in the workshop as well.